So I wanted to talk about something tonight. I was talking to a gentleman um, that is not a believer, and he really didn't know anything about the Bible. And I guess he had heard about in Genesis where Chua or Eve, whatever you want to say, was created out of a rib, and he was making a joke, and he said, "Yeah, we're so intelligently created that we were made out of a rib," and and I had to comment on it, and I told him, I said, "I'm not sure if you're trying to be funny or not." I said, "But we have only just recently discovered that a rib, if you take a rib out, the cartilage and everything will actually grow back." Nobody knew this. No one ever knew this. No scientist, no doctor knew this until less than 10 years ago. Nobody knew this. Only recently have we come to the knowledge of this. And also, I wanted to talk about something else, and it's I had to share it with this person because it's still the most, well, it's probably the best thing that I've ever found in Scripture when talking to somebody about believing in a Creator. And yes, the rib is absolutely amazing. It's one of the greatest things that you can come across and discover, that a rib grows back. Now in the Hebrew, I think they were talking about her being made from his side. Um, there's a Hebrew word for that, and I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But the Hebrew tries to say that he was made from the side. But let's just entertain for a moment that he was made from. I mean that she was made from the rib. Let's just entertain that for a moment, and just really think about what that means. So if you take a rib out, it will grow back. No one knew this. No doctor knew this. But my Creator knew this. My Creator knew all this. No human being, no person could ever know this. And I want to turn your attention to what is on the screen right now. This is the greatest thing that I've ever discovered, and I have another video about this, but I wanted to talk about this with people, and I wanted to show them something. It's the greatest thing that I think I've ever heard in the whole Bible. When you go to Revelations chapter 21, verse 19 through 21, it's talking about the foundations of the walls of the city of New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem. On the walls, these stones are found on the walls of New Jerusalem. And the reason this is so significant is because, again, less than 10 years ago, just within the last 10 years or so, this has been discovered. No one knew this. These stones that you see before you are what you would call anisotropic, I think is what they're called. I'm sorry for that, but they're called anisotropic. Anisotropic stones are the only stones on earth. Now listen to this. The only stones on earth that when light is entered into the stone, it changes colors. It changes. It makes reflections. Most stones, when light hits them, they do not make a reflection of anything. But when the light hits these stones, it bounces the reflection off, and they make rainbow colors. Anisotropic stones are the only stones on earth that do this. And these are the stones found in New Jerusalem on the walls of the city. Can you imagine how beautiful that must be? Can you imagine that? The walls of the place we're going to, New Jerusalem, the walls of the city have anisotropic stones that when light is bounced, is reflected off of them, they make rainbows. They change colors. They don't stay the same. Diamonds do not do this. Most of the stones that you have here on earth, that most people hold so precious to them, diamond rings, that's one of the most here on earth. People say, oh, diamonds are so beautiful, I love them so much. Diamonds will not be there, folks. They will not be there. So, while you're here, that's okay and everything, but they will not be there. These stones will be on the walls, because our Creator is so amazing that when He told Yahuah, John, writing Revelations, did not know this. He couldn't have known this. This was only discovered recently. That when light hits these stones, that it bounces off rainbow reflections. It's so amazing. These stones, when you look at them, will have rainbow reflections. They will not stay the same. No scientist on earth knew this. No one on earth that I've talked about here, nobody knew these things. Nobody knew about the rib. Nobody knew about these 12 stones that are on the walls of New Jerusalem. No scientist in the world ever knew this until recently. How amazing is that? That's the most amazing thing that I think I've ever found. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Think about that. Just think about that. No one on earth knew it. John, writing it down, writing these things down, could not have known this. It's impossible. Nobody knew it. And this was written thousands of years ago. No one knew this. That's how amazing our Creator is. He knew it. Yahuah, my Father, the Creator, the perfect Creator, the perfect, almighty Yahuah knew this. No human ever knew this. No human ever knew that if you take a rib out, that it will grow back. No human knew this. They couldn't have known. It's amazing, folks. I mean, it's so amazing. Wow. I mean, it just blows me away every time I think about these things. The discoveries that are being made today that no human ever could have known. They could not have known it. It's just amazing. Have a blessed one. Baruch, everyone. I love you. Have a blessed day.